The 404 Show is supported by Citi Cards with Android Pay. Are you listening to our fine program on your phone? Well, now you can pay while you listen using the same device. Just tap and go. Download the Android Pay app on Google Play or visit Citi.com/Android Pay to get started. Android Pay is available for eligible Citi consumer credit and debit cards. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the 404 Show. My name is Jeff Bakalar. I'm joined by Russ Frushtick.
Actually, he could not be here today. It is I, Bernie.
What do you think of his Bernie Sanders?
Hello,
Justin. You,
Justin. What do you think? Do you think this is where the country is going?
I thought you said Barney. I was like, that doesn't sound like
it's Barney. I'm from Brooklyn
at all.
This is what people from Brooklyn sound like.
Yeah, it does sort of sound like you're swallowing your words.
I feel like this is the last time that I will be a relevant person. So if ever I had to make this voice, it is now and now alone.
The best part about all this is that Russ is like sitting on this Bernie Sanders thing, not telling anyone that he's going to be whipping it out. And he just like starts going and like, here he is.
This is what I can say. I need to be in control of my own future. And if that means bashing ahead and through anyone that stands in my way, so be it. So be it. If it's Justin, if it's Jeffrey.
He would call me Jeffrey for sure.
That's what I would say.
How long are you going to let this go
I know.
on?
I don't know.
Who else are we joined by?
At the top of the podcast?
Well, it's funny because like I remember when he used to come on and do those like ridiculous Michael Caine.
The Michael Caine one was good. This is
Justin, are you playing Pokemon? That's what I would like to know.
All right, Bernie. I'm sorry. Okay. Don't you have to be in Philadelphia?
Yes. Goodbye. I need to be speaking soon. I will be playing Pokemon while I'm in Philadelphia. Mew is there. I don't approve of him. He goes over the 150 original Pokemon.
Bernie, what did you think about Trump's speech yesterday where he was welcoming all of your previous followers to his campaign?
Yeah, you know what? More power to him, honestly. Yeah, I lost them. You should take them. Where are they going to go? To Hillary? No. Go to
pretty
Trump.
Good. Pretty. You're kind of going over into...
Yeah, you're like Larry Sanders
David.
Right here.
That's all I have to
Bernie
say,
David.
gentlemen.
Pretty good.
Collect your Pidgeys. If you're not collecting Pidgeys right now and saving them for your lucky egg, you are doing it wrong.
Wow, he knows a lot about. I'm surprised how much Mr. Sanders knows about Pokemon Go.
What can I say? I started with Pokemon Red. Moved on to
like Nixon.
Yellow.
Nixon?
Little Nixon.
No, like a JFK thing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
All right, Bernie, you take care. We'll see
Goodbye.
you down in Philly. Hey, Russ, come in.
Oh, hey, guys. How's it going?
What's up?
Who's that guy?
Did you pass by Senator Bernie Sanders?
No, I saw someone with white hair looking down at his phone.
Oh, was he chasing a Bulbasaur?
He might have been.
Justin Yu on the program today. Justin Yu's back in action.
Hey.
What's up, dude?
What's up, guy? Here's my thing about Pokemon Go.
Oh, okay.
What's
the deal?
Why doesn't the characters in the app, why don't they make the same sound as they did in the TV show? What's
You
the
mean like
disconnect there?
saying their
they don't
names?
say their own names.
Well, I don't think they want to pay for the voice acting.
Yeah, but I thought if it was owned by the same company that put out the first TV show or the
It's owned
Game
by
Boy
Nintendo.
game,
It's,
wouldn't it have the
and you
same
got a
voices?
voice. Well, you'd have to pay those actors again.
You already
Redo
know
it?
more about Pokemon than I do.
I don't even think in the games they say, well, no, they do. In the games they say them now.
Yeah.
Originally, they just went, "Rah!"
That's all they could afford.
That's all on Game Boy. That's all they could handle.
That's all the bandwidth could afford. So today's been a week. It's been a thing.
Today's been a week.
I'm sorry. This week's been a week. It's been a week.
It has. It's 97 degrees outside. Jeff's favorite
insufferable.
temperature.
Dude, how are you wearing
He's
long
wearing
sleeves?
Justin's
Well,
wearing
it's
a fleece.
freezing in this
yeah,
podcast
it's cold
studio.
in the studio. How's your week gone?
It's going pretty well. Yeah, I've been exposed to a lot of Pokemon, but not playing Pokemon myself, which I feel like, Jeff, you and I might be the only people in the office that are not playing it.
Justin,
It
how
feels
old are you?
like
Which I'm
it feels
surprised
like
about
it.
because I know a lot of people that didn't play the Game Boy game and didn't watch the
Are
TV
you
show when it
Jeff's
came
age,
out,
Justin?
but are now getting into Pokemon
Yeah.
Go as they're older, which is weird.
It's weird.
are you
You guys,
we're the same age. I'm
and
Okay.
so's Russ. We're all
No.
32.
No, that's what I'm saying is that
There is a cutoff.
Wait, you're 32 now?
Yeah.
Oh, but you're
84.
not 32.
No.
That's what I'm saying. So that sort of defeats my argument.
He proves my point.
Yeah. Okay. So there was, but that we were all sort of on that borderline window where it's like if you were a little bit younger, 100%.
Yeah.
And Jeff was far too old. I mean, far too old to play Pokemon.
How old are you now?
I'm 32 going on 33 in October.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like
So I feel
it was
like
a year
31
and a
might
half.
have been the cutoff.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Sure, if you want to assign a specific age to it, that's fine.
I love Pokemon. I think this is all great. I play it every day. My now wife and I literally walked to Target. A Target opened in our neighborhood recently. Literally walked to Target just because like it was a good excuse to catch Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is the state of affairs right
Great.
now. This
yeah,
is what
New
we're
York
dealing
doesn't
with.
have enough people stopping in the middle of the sidewalk to look at their phones, so I'm really happy that Pokemon
Yeah, thanks for
goes.
being part of the problem.
No
Russ.
problem.
Nothing like having
I
a
am
group of
very
people
aware.
suddenly change directions in front of me when
If
they're
I
walking.
have a high-end Pokemon I'm trying to capture, I stand to the side
Yeah.
and let people go. I'm not
respect
standing in the middle. I am a New Yorker at heart.
Yeah.
I'm also a Pokemaniac. So like those two things are not mutually exclusive.
Right? Like you just want to punch him, right? You just want to like actually punch him in the face.
They were here first, man.
Yeah, they were here first. They're the original. They're the natives. All right, so we obviously don't want to spend any more time talking about that. Speaking of things that are going out of style real soon, like real soon. Justin, you wrote a story on CNET about the last VCR.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like the last of the Mohicans.
In other news, VCRs have been manufactured for the past 30 years, apparently. I had no
Wow.
idea until I was researching this story. But it's true. The last remaining VCR manufacturer, which happens to be in Japan, they distribute, I think, to companies like Sanyo.
Okay.
In other news, Sanyo is still a company, too.
Yeah.
They're called, I forget what they're called. Oh, Funai Electric is the
Okay.
Japanese company. And it's weird because VHS tapes, cassette tapes are still going to get manufactured, just like they still make regular audio cassette tapes.
They
It's
do.
the VCRs that you can no longer buy.
What are they putting on VHS tapes?
I have no
Are
idea.
they just blank?
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
yeah, they're blank.
And
So you can tape your soap operas every day.
Okay, so the follow-up question to that is if, let's say, I feel like there's archivists and stuff like that might need a VHS. So essentially, they're just going to be repairing the old ones that exist.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so they're like pinball machines at this point.
I feel like, look at the story there. I think it was around 300,000. No, I'm sorry, 750,000 that were sold last year.
Which is a lot.
Really?
That's obviously a worldwide number.
Yeah.
But still, that is like
You wrote the word only, but it's like you should have been with I can't believe this
with
number.
a bullet.
Right?
7,500.
No,
750,000.
750,000.
Oh, 750,000. That's a lot, man.
That's a
Yeah, I
lot.
guess so.
For a day. How many beta tapes are being
Yeah,
sold?
when was the last time you've even seen a VHS player in someone's house?
750,000. Like,
That
Wii
is-
U would kill for that number.
Yeah, they
That
were.
is so amazing. I can't believe that. How are you sure that's right?
That's true.
Wow.
That seems unlikely.
According to
Well,
that
you said
newspaper.
they've been steadily declining over the last few decades, right?
Do we know what the peak was?
That's obvious.
Yeah, 15 million units a year at the peak
Okay.
of the format.
Yeah.
I still think this is a lot.
Who
anyway.
are these people?
Yeah, who are these
No idea.
people?
When was the
man?
last time you've even seen a VHS tape that wasn't
Because,
in a
like-
thrift store?
I've seen where did I whenever here's where you see them. When you rent places.
Rent?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. If
Like-
it's like a summer home or
Yeah.
something.
Like,
Oh.
like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like
Because it hasn't been touched in 30 years.
right. And they just haven't
you
taken
do-
the VCR.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
You see
And they
like
have
that.
the 4x3 TV. And
Right.
Yeah, the sound of music. Double
Right.
VHS, by the way.
Yeah.
And then they just have like Brazil on VHS for some reason. And you're like, all right, I guess we're gonna watch Brazil right now.
Well, there was an app that got really popular last year that made anything you record on your phone
Yeah,
look like
I
a
think-
VHS.
yeah. It was
that
called
sort of
Glitcher?
scratchy thing. Yeah, but that's not going to come around to where vinyl has come around.
No one
'cause
has
there's no
any
fidelity
fondness
benefits.
for VHS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no legacy where it's like this was really the best quality. There's no sort of novelty
Yeah.
about using VHS.
But yeah, there's been a few of those like throwbacks, like that Donald Trump movie that Funny or Die did,
Right.
was shot like it was a VHS tape,
right. There's a lot of Adult
like
Swim
post
stuff.
production stuff.
Yeah. So all right, that's the story with that. Last of the VCRs are.
Well,
are
let
gonna
me
be
ask
made.
you,
It's
relevant.
ending in August.
So I guess Blu-ray is still like the thing that for physical media. Is that it for physical media?
It's got to be.
Is this the end?
It's
Are we
gotta be,
done?
without a
Please,
doubt.
dear God, let us be done.
How on earth does it make sense to continue to make physical media?
Like you would need something that increases in fidelity so outrageously that no one has the hard drive space for it. But even in that sense, the cloud would make more sense.
It does not make sense for these intangible things,
It makes me
meaning
so-
digital zeros and ones, to be held onto,
right.
like on your person.
Unless it's a collecting issue, which a lot of people do collect movies.
That's
they,
true.
Any kind of
they do, but like that is kind of going away too.
Well, because
Like,
there's no like. I mean, in the same way that like all I listen to now is Spotify stuff on Spotify. Like I
Right.
don't listen
No,
to
I get it. I
any
don't-
physical stuff.
I haven't bought a physical piece of music in probably a decade.
I haven't even bought a digital piece of music in probably a decade because I literally
Well, you're
just
also
use
a piece of shit.
streaming
Like,
services.
yeah.
no, you
but,
pay
like,
for the streaming service. so
I
it's
pay for the
legal.
streaming service, but like that's not the same as going to iTunes and buying an album. I
No.
just don't do that.
It is not. It is not.
And that's where things are going. I feel very happy that I never like bought into the Blu-ray thing. I bought into the DVD thing a little bit.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I
little
jumped
bit
in deep.
hard, yeah.
I bought like 100 DVDs.
Real. I mean,
not
I feel
like
like even now
overnight.
there are no movies that I want to rewatch that many times because it's so easy to watch new movies.
and that's
Well,
right. Exactly
So it's like
right.
overload of content and choice, right?
And the hassle of like getting up and putting something in. I realize that's lazy and stupid, but
I
like
just remember
it's so much easier to just use a remote.
it's so funny you bring that up. Like for a very long time, my brain was fixated on the problems of physical media and how do we alleviate some
Yeah.
of that, right? Like how do we like get rid of like the
used
the
to be-
tediousness
right.
of like.
It used to be
so
a
I was like, oh wait, so. My dad had 5 DVD disc changer.
Right.
Where it's like,
Outrageous.
oh, it's like a freaking gun. It's
This
like
is
a
the week.
revolver with like a bullet chamber for
Well, and the
each
300
movie.
disc CD
I
changer,
had that.
the like outrageous 300.
those
it was
are
like,
really cool.
They were cool.
dope. I had a Sony 200 CD
Like,
disc changer.
It's cool.
And like you could go in and program each slot.
Yeah.
And I was
Did you,
like, shit, am I going
assign
to do
it a
that?
number?
No, so like what you did was
Or put in like the names of stuff.
so there was a point where like some CDs were made with there's like a little logo on the jewel case called like CD text. And like that would send metadata to a player.
Yeah.
So you could be like, oh, this is Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Right.
blah, blah,
You'd
blah.
put in the number.
So
or
like I
whatever.
remember, so the thing I had that tech in it, but like only an eighth of the CDs I
Right.
had did
Yeah.
it. So it like so it'll be like, give us an hour and we'll check all these CDs. So you like let it run its course, and you're like, all right, you still have to fill in 180 names of CDs. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
screw this, I'm not doing that.
Did you know anybody that had one of those multi-disc changers in their car?
Yes.
Those are
Yeah,
really
I
cool,
did
like
too.
A 50
Yeah.
disc changer.
Crazy.
Not 50, but I had 10. I think I had 10.
That's not
Awesome.
very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
it'd
mom
be in the trunk, right?
Yeah. Well, no. So my mom had a 2004 Jeep Cherokee that
Yeah.
had it in the glove box. No, it was in the middle divider.
Oh, yeah.
You
That's good.
lift it up, and you could just take
Yeah.
the magazine in and out. And then, dude, my stupid ass car. I had a 1999 Cougar, Mercury
Ooh.
Cougar, that's the 5 disc changer was in this freaking trunk.
Oh,
so you had to
yeah,
like
that sucks.
get out.
5 disc changer. Yeah, so you're done.
You're done after like
Yeah.
a week, and you just like had to open a door.
That
It was
sucks.
ridiculous. And then I finally like replaced the head unit.
I mean, at least you had the multi one. I had the single disc and then the dash
The visor.
Oh, yeah,
visor
yeah, with the
thing.
sleeve.
Yeah. Oh
But
god.
you talked about, well, I was talking about laziness, and I feel like the epitome of that was this purchase I just made for the Echo, which I bought during Amazon Prime. I talked about it, Prime Day, whatever, where it's literally, I've gotten to the point where I'm too lazy to switch inputs on my TV and pull up my Spotify app to play Spotify through the PlayStation 4. I just want to talk and have music be presented to me. Like, that's how lazy it's
So what
gotten.
did you buy?
You are.
I bought an Echo.
Oh, okay.
And like it comes today. I'm very excited. I will report back to see whether it's changed my life. Jeff is very jealous.
I'm not super jealous. I just think like, why would you say I'm jealous? Because I didn't
You
buy
said
one?
you said you wanted one.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have one of those?
No, I don't. But you're gonna have to go in and sort of specify like what all your favorite orders are,
no.
or your.
No, you just say.
No.
You just
well, you
talk to it.
assign. So you log into, as I understand it, you log in through the app into your Spotify account, and once you do that once, the Echo knows, oh, this is your Spotify account. So then you can just say, hey, Alexa,
Yeah.
play Sting fields of barley,
Yeah.
which I'll be doing nonstop.
Dude, I'm learning a lot about Russ's musical taste over the last
No,
like,
that showed
year.
up in a Discover playlist a few months back, and it really made me feel
Discover.
very old.
Who's discovering Sting?
Apparently, Spotify wants me to discover
Yeah,
Sting.
but do you have your entire music library in your head where you can just conjure
No,
up whatever
but
you
that's
want to
what
listen to? A
Spotify's
lot of
about,
times
is
you
like-
want to just like look at your library and just click on stuff.
The way I
right?
listen to Spotify is like, oh, hey, I want to hear whatever. I was listening to the Mountain Goats this morning. I want to hear the Mountain Goats. So I can literally just be like, hey, Alexa, play me the Mountain Goats, and I could specify an album if I wanted to.
Right.
Can
Or
you specify a song?
you can specify a song. I don't know how it works with like if there's multiple songs with the same name, whether it asks you or how that all works. But yeah, I'm gonna be messing around with it this weekend. I'm very excited.
That's cool.
And it's lazy.
I think that's cool.
But it is the most like Demolition Man thing I own or will own. Right? You walk into the hotel room and you could be like, lights on.
Yeah.
Welcome, John Spartan. Use the 3 seashells.
You can do morning mode too, right? Where you have like soft music playing.
I mean, there might be.
You
I don't
could have
know.
a whole theme.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, yeah.
So apparently, I heard that. Yeah, that's what I heard. The Tap.
Oh, yeah.
They're making a new one. That's why they don't sell them anymore.
What?
So the Tap is like just the puck.
I wonder what they're changing.
Oh no, the Dot. Shit, I don't.
This is the
No,
Amazon?
yeah, you're right. The
so
Dot.
so the
is the one you're
Echo.
talking
So
about.
there's an Echo.
That's the full size one.
The Tap, which is like a portable
It's
one.
like the size of a water bottle.
yeah,
Okay.
and then the Dot is just Alexa in a hockey puck,
Yeah.
and like you can put like a, you
plug it into
like
a
plug it
receiver.
into something.
Yeah, okay. So what's the water bottle one do?
That's like a portal. You bring
Tap.
that to the beach.
Yeah, that's the one that's like a wireless Bluetooth speaker that you bring anywhere.
But it works with voice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you can use
And it's
all
got a
that.
battery in
And
it.
it's got a battery.
But it, so that's that. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Do you
mean,
want one?
I want the brain. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I
that's
want
the
the
dot.
dot,
Right.
but I want that to be easily synced with something that's like kind of always on. And again, like my biggest hang up was I don't want an Echo because I don't want to play the music out of that shitty speaker.
Yeah. I don't think it's that shitty.
Well, look, the bar's low.
I can't
for
tell.
you. The bar's low.
Yeah, I can't
You're
tell.
you're sonically handicapped. Sure. So
It's a luxury.
true?
It saves me a lot of money.
he's got.
Everyone knows
He only
Russ
has
has
one.
terrible
He
ears.
only
I
has
do have
one
bad
half
ears.
eardrum. That's it. He doesn't even have two fully.
Russ hates music too.
Think
so
of
it's
how
not really-
much money that saved me. Like I can listen to streaming, it doesn't bother me. I can
It's
listen
true.
to garbage music, and
But
it
you
does not
actually
bother me.
do have bad
No.
ears.
No, but I'm not picky. So like I don't need to listen to 160
He's-
KBS.
Yeah.
He's the
quality.
Oh, God,
Is that
that's
lie,
terrible.
high or low?
No, that's high.
That's high, right?
160.
I mean, it's
160 is
not
pretty
high
high.
like
128
high,
is
but
MP3,
it's higher
right?
than
I think
128.
I think it's average at best.
No, I know people that listen at 96 to conserve
Oh,
space.
savages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what Spotify streams at. I have no idea.
Spotify, I think high quality streams at 320. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so we'll get off that Amazon Echo.
Yeah, let me know how that is, because if it's cool, I might pick
Will
one
do.
up too.
Yeah, right. You want to go in on that? Wanna go in on that
One.
sweet.
Yeah, split it.
You get it Mondays and Wednesdays, and I'll get it Thursdays.
Joint custody.
Does that work?
Done.
Let's talk about Facebook. You guys remember a while back, Mark Zuckerberg had these like super lofty ambitions of bringing internet to like vastly remote places on Earth.
I also remember he wanted to kill his own meal. You remember that little bit of
I
Mark
think
Zuckerberg?
he was like flirting with that lifestyle for a while,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Wait a minute, I'm a billionaire.
I could have people cook things for me.
I could have."
But
yeah,
This
right?
is a little bit. It's similar though, because he's trying to bring to third world countries, bring the internet, and they might have to kill their own meal.
yeah, sure. If that's
Right?
how you want to,
So he's bridging the gap.
suss it out. So they secretly kind of did this test launch of a drone
Oh God.
that will hopefully one day be able to deliver internet service, Wi-Fi, to extremely remote places on Earth.
Okay.
So they're calling the drone Aquila. So it's Aquila, Aquila.
Okay.
It's got the wingspan of a regular jet, but it's
Like
this,
a full size jet.
yeah,
Whoa.
but that's it. It's kind of just the wings.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, it looks like a.
It looks like a
bomber.
B2, actually. Yeah.
Crazy.
but there's like nothing there, and it does kind of have like missile-y looking things, which is I guess a little upsetting. But anyway,
Yeah, that doesn't look like something that's going to bring Wi-Fi to my country.
it's going to deliver Wi-Fi in the form of a missile. Like
Wi-Fi explosion.
it'll explode you with.
And you hear me now.
With 4G in your house.
That is not
terrifying.
Yeah, that's really scary. And they won't know.
It is almost like a predatory looking sort of drone.
Absolutely.
And anywhere that this flies above, like they're not going to know. They're going to think they're about to get bombed.
Well, here's why they won't know. Because this thing is supposed to fly 60,000 feet
oh, that's very high.
above
So
the
you can't even
surface of
see
the
it.
Earth, which is roughly twice the cruising altitude of a normal commercial jet.
Oh, you might still be able to see that though.
Up just the wings, that's going to be tough.
Wait, seriously, how does this distribute Wi-Fi?
So the tech behind that is kind of still top secret.
Okay.
But what's really cool is that they want to have these drones going up in like fleets, and the drones will communicate over laser communication.
Okay.
Okay. So now
So it's like a satellite, but lower.
satellite connected, a little lower.
Okay.
Satellite connected, 60,000 feet altitude drone Wi-Fi delivery service.
Okay.
Now, just think about how freaking sci-fi crazy that sounds, right?
Yes.
They won't, not only that, they're hoping these drones can fly for 3 months at a time.
Yeah. That's not surprising.
No drone has ever even come close to that.
Well, but drones that they're using now have like all sorts of like cameras and bombs and stuff in them.
Right.
Much heavier.
So these are solar powered.
Right, obviously.
They use the same power that 3 hair dryers would draw. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't dry your hair.
No.
Not from that height.
Look, Facebook, they can't do everything.
No, there are limits.
It's insane. They had only planned to test this for 30 minutes, but they wound up going 3 times longer. I guess because they were just having so much fun.
So an hour and a half.
Bombing internet to everybody. Yeah. Really, really crazy, unbelievable, kind of fantastic stuff.
How would they, like it lasted 3 times longer than what they thought it would last?
No, it wasn't like Hanukkah.
That's what I thought. It's like the oil just kept going.
No, they just had only planned for 30 minutes, but
They're
they
like,
wound up, they were like,
well,
hey,
we
this is
got
kind of fun.
We got our meeting pushed back. Let's just sneak this in.
I feel like we were making this for 3 years. I kind of want to get a little bit more of our money's worth.
Google has talked about doing very similar things with blimps. Very similar idea.
Like a Zeppelin Wi-Fi
Like a
thing?
Zeppelin Wi-Fi thing. And to give access to the internet to like third world countries and also countries where they had like a natural disaster.
Yeah.
So all the wires and stuff, power would be cut, but this is an access, although I guess you would need to power whatever device you were using.
I just want to know like why this is the best solution for this.
Well, because at Facebook as a company, it benefits them dramatically to have more people connected, especially people connected to
I
services
understand.
they own.
I understand the reason to bring internet.
Okay.
I'm saying why is it through drones? Why is that the most...
What's the alternative?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, they find this to be the most cost efficient if you're not running a wire
You could like
under the
strap
ocean.
like a signal to like a seagull. That doesn't seem like a good idea.
That's a lot of seagulls. So yeah, really cool. Like I saw this and I was like, wow, color me impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the? I think they put out a new design for the New York subway cars.
Really?
No, I didn't see
Not
that.
that. Not to take away from this story, but this story kind of feels like it's closer to home.
Yeah, I guess I didn't hear about
Literally.
that. Well,
They're going to have Wi-Fi on the subway cars. Because I was thinking, like, if they have this, why don't they have it on the subways?
right, if we could
Well,
put
that's
They
actually
do-
coming.
I mean, they do have it in stations. They have Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like, and I get actually a cell signal almost my entire commute in, and it's all underground.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So they have that, but you're saying it'll be in the cars
So
themselves.
yeah, I guess they're going to have Wi-Fi inside the cars while you're traveling.
Okay.
And then they're also going to have power outlets inside the cars with
that's
USB ports.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea because we don't have enough fights in New York City.
Well, it's
enough
also
already.
going to be like people are going to. That's going to be the new like Starbucks, where
Right.
someone's just going to like camp out
yeah.
in a.
But like, how long are you on a subway for?
well, if you wanted to be on there all day,
jump on that ACE.
free, right? Exactly, free air conditioning.
And Wi-Fi and,
And-
power.
Yeah.
There you go. It's like a little mobile office for you.
I heard a funny story. I'll tell you about that right after this quick break. The 404 Show is supported by City Cards with Android Pay. How cool is it that we live in a world where you can use the same device to listen to our fine program and buy your morning coffee, groceries, and more? And did I mention it's a super fast way to pay? Just use your Citi card with Android Pay at the register. Get in, get it, get going. Download the Android Pay app on Google Play or visit citi.com/Android Pay to get started. Android Pay is available for eligible Citi consumer credit and debit cards. So I was watching the news and they were talking about the Staten Island Ferry and how they've had to deactivate all of the outlets on the boats.
Oh, no.
Because these asshole people are fighting each other like animals.
To recharge.
To get access. Wow. Like, you're on the boat for how long?
Yeah.
I don't actually know. How long does it take to get this down?
I don't know, 15 minutes?
Okay.
So they go, so they're interviewing someone who witnessed a fight. And the kid's like, yeah, people are super dumb. Like, one guy's like, I've got 50%, you've got 10.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like,
what a nightmare.
Just jump off the boat, right? Just get out of here.
Well, here's what I would do.
No ticket.
When I travel, I always bring a multi-port plug with me. So I will always be able to get a plug when I'm waiting in the terminal because I can just say, hey, I have this, and we'll both plug into it, and then everything's good.
I love it.
They'll be like, no, you're splitting my juice.
That's a great hack.
Right?
That's
Isn't
a great, like, you bring it like an entire power strip?
No, it's a mini travel power strip, essentially.
They're like 2 inches long.
Wow. They're like, it's got like 3 plugs in it. It has USB chargers on the side of it. Love it.
You're such a peacemaker.
That. Yeah.
I bet you save situations all the time.
Well, I'm not a peacemaker because it's all about just benefiting me, which is to say I always have a plug because I can go up to any plug and be like, hey, I'm going to use this
so
plug.
So do you even say anything or you just...
No, I just unplug.
You're such a dick. Like,
no.
At least I'd be like, hey, I got this thing.
Yeah, has anyone ever said no?
No, it's never, no one's ever said, I don't just
Has anyone ever been
stuff.
like, all right, stop trying
they
to
do,
suck
sometimes
hard.
they'll look at me weird, but like they won't say no because whatever, what do they care?
Yeah. Do you ever see people in New York plugging into the bottom of light posts? Yeah. People will take off that little panel that's meant for construction work.
The panel that comes off all of them.
Insane.
I don't like that. I don't like that those panels come off so easily. Yeah. Like, you could hide shit in there.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Ooh, it's like a good dead drop spot.
It is a good geocaching spot.
That worries me, and also those random ass gas canisters that just sit on the sidewalk.
Yeah, what are those nitrogen tanks?
I thought we got to the bottom of that before.
Freaks me out. It seems like
no, but I know exactly what you're talking. They look like helium tanks.
They look
but they're
like
filled
Batman
with nitrogen.
traps.
What are those?
So
Google that.
All right, I think I'm gonna guess because I think I remember.
So okay, if you walk around in New York, sometimes you'll see just on the sidewalk maybe 3 or 4 giant gas tanks.
Like, for the record, all you have to do is type NYC space NI.
Yeah.
And what came up is NYC nitrogen tanks on the street.
Going back to 2008, this Gothamist post.
Okay, and here's a recent one from July of this last year.
And they actually say liquid nitrogen on the side.
So here's what I think, and I'm not going to read this. I'm pretty sure it's to cool something underground.
Are they plugged into something though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not just chilling out.
I thought they were just chilling.
They're not just chilling out, acting like a light post testicles.
Okay.
They're just like, they're just trying to do their thing.
But why would they need construction or something down there?
Yeah, so here's what it is. It's pressurized. It's a pressurized system to keep cables dry when repairs are going on because there's too much steam.
Okay.
So it's kind of in the ballpark.
Okay. Terrifying though.
Yeah, like so then there's also like the weird air monitoring things in subways.
I haven't seen that.
Ever seen that?
I have seen those.
Yeah, those I don't know if that's what they are. Like, it's like subway air monitor, maybe they're air filters. I don't know. It's not showing up as easily, but like there are these weird things in the subways that look like they're testing for like biological attacks.
And they're labeled?
They're not labeled. They have like NYPD stickers on them.
Okay, but they're not like the cellular things that hang from the ceiling.
No.
Okay.
No. I can't pull anything up here that falls in line with that, but that's not the best feeling when you see those.
No, that's scary.
Those aren't fun. Yeah. They're weird looking machines. They almost look like the overhead display of like the transparency sheets that you see in high school. That's kind of what they look like. If that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Real weird with the neck. Yeah, it's weird. All right. So we covered some stuff there. That was fun. Elon Musk back in the news, as he does once or twice a month. He has a vision for the future.
Yes.
Or Tesla's vision for the future. Russ, what do you know about
phase 2 for Elon Musk. I believe that's what they're calling it.
Are we at phase 2 for him?
Well, it's just starting phase 2. Yes, phase 1 was a huge success, which is to say he made a bunch of money selling electric cars and launching things into space. There you go. Master Plan Part 2 was the title of this post. And the big focus is essentially on solar power, specifically for homes. So his plan is to essentially build solar panels that'll just sit on your roof and power your entire house. Now, I think if anyone were to say this, anyone other than him were to say this, we'd be like, yeah, okay, that sounds great. But like, dude came through with part 1.
Dude came through. So he envisions a fully autonomous solar-powered future.
Yes.
Which makes so much sense. The sun is used for everything.
Right.
It's the reason we're here. It's the reason there's plants and trees and all this other shit.
Might
of
as
course.
well. Look at all the waste. Right now, all it's been doing is giving us skin cancer. We might as well like get some benefit.
Tell me
out
about it. So I feel like what like so what is so he says, hey, remember that plan I laid out 10 years ago? I'm almost done.
Right. What else am I
Still don't think I'm worth it?
Saving the planet.
Right? This is kind of crazy. So he claims that he's at the final stages of his 10-year master plan.
And he just, I mean, the fact that he figured out a way to make like his cars relatively like reasonably priced, at least the low end. Low end is cheap.
The low end is cheap.
Right?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Falls in line with the cheaper.
So if you're looking for this this technology, clearly he knows how to put these pieces together where it's not out of reach of normal man, especially when you factor in, I'm going to save X number of dollars on heating and cooling cost. I believe it. I think he could pull it off. And that'd be pretty crazy.
It'd be very crazy if we all of a sudden just kind of unplugged off the grid. And like everyone...
Well, everyone's their own grid.
Everyone's their own grid.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to live to see that?
I think so.
Can you share?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're in an apartment, you would have to share, right?
I feel like the future that we'll see, like when we're senior citizens, is like the power cell future.
Yeah.
Where like you can hold on to power. Like, bring these power cells with you. And like they'll last a week.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, this backpack is a power cell backpack.
I mean, but we already have, like, I'm not saying it's a week, but we have, like...
We have okay stuff.
Sure.
I think, to me, the least... I don't want to say least impressive, but I think the room for improvement lies in batteries. Where, like, internet's pretty fast. We're kind of good with that.
We're good.
Fidelity, graphical fidelity, we're getting to 8K, and then that's kind of like the ceiling, right?
I guess.
Energy, power.
Yeah.
Like, Apple Watch home lasts less than
Garbage.
a day. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, we're not at that. Like, to me, that's the next great evolution.
Yeah,
of tech.
your cell phone should last as long as your Kindle does.
Right. And like the Kindle, and the only reason that's the case is because the Kindle
It's not using any.
It's not using any power. You know?
Yeah,
Like you want to go like weeks at a time.
Yeah, like I really think like that's where we're headed. And we're like a very interesting power cell future. Like they'll unlock something. And I think whether it's solar, whether it might be like who knows if it's like a micro fusion thing, like who knows what it is.
Yeah.
But like they'll figure it out, make it portable, and that's what the new energy commodity will be.
And then the weapon to beat that all down is clouds. Like a lot of clouds.
Right.
Someone
And
flies in and like seeds the clouds.
Like
and
no
then
more
we're
solar,
toast.
no more sweet solar energy.
toast.
Although guess what?
What?
That it goes through clouds.
Does it?
Yeah.
As potently though?
Biodome.
Biodome. No, it goes through.
Okay.
It makes it through. I'm not moving anytime soon, but I'm moving within maybe 5 years out of Hoboken, right?
Sure.
I want the house I move into to have like a solar ready situation. I guess any house can be retrofitted to support that.
Yeah.
But like when I move, I would really almost pay extra to be in a solar situation.
Well, guess what, Jeff? You can.
I know, but like we look at a lot of houses just, sort of leisurely and prospectively, but you don't see that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like no one's selling their awesome super solar powered house.
Yeah, because there's no like mass market solution right now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot of like small companies kind of forcing it. But if Tesla got in the game, and then as we've seen with other car companies trying to like chase Tesla, all these big companies start getting in that game, then I think it becomes like more of the norm.
So did you understand anything else that he laid out? Because it's not just about power, right?
That's true. It's not just about power. He said something about, he was talking about, transport, like upgrading transport systems where, we've been talking a lot about autonomous vehicles and how we're not there yet, but like his end goal is to essentially get there and to cut down on accidents and stuff like that almost entirely. Like they basically would never happen because everything is fully autonomous.
Yeah.
And again, like this has, I would say, even more problems than the power idea of making it happen, because you have to factor in like all the people that would be like, I want to drive my own car.
Yeah.
And
the legacy people.
The legacy people who we should just put on a boat somewhere.
Do you think so?
Yeah. On a boat. Have you could have like a Disney World where it's like, oh, I can drive my Subaru here and only here. And then once you leave the Disney World, sorry, back to riding in style and not getting in car accidents anymore.
Yeah. Of all the places to have this conversation in the world, I had it in my hockey locker room. We were talking about like how long is this going to take for this to happen? And so like the question I like to ask people, or like just, bring up is like, oh, will Dylan have a driver's license? Right? Like, will he grow up and have a driver's license? And I feel like him, who is a year and 3 months old, is like the perfect candidate for maybe that generation that won't. I think he might. I think like I think it also depends on where you grow up, right? Like where you're raised and what your economical situation is and what your social situation is. But I think based on like what his life and where he's like kind of going to be.
Are you saying that they would just stop giving out driver's licenses entirely?
I don't know. Or like, what would that look like? Like, what will it be? Like when we were 16, 17, you got your permit and then you got your license, and that was that.
City kids, not always,
but that's what I'm saying, where it depends on where you grew up.
Sure.
I think for him, if you're comparing it to the conventional, like suburbia, you turn 16, you start your permit and then you get your license.
Right.
I don't know if that's going to be the norm anywhere. Will it be like where only certain kids decide to get it? Where it's like not everyone gets it because not everyone needs it, because my family has an autonomous car, so I don't need it. Like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you would still theoretically need, I feel like 15 years from now, you're still going to need some level of knowledge of how to drive a car.
Maybe. I mean, a lot changes in just 3 years.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. And again, like we've beaten this topic to death, but it's like a fully autonomous driving situation will take a massive overhaul of the infrastructure of what this country looks like.
Do you think that before Dylan graduates high school, you will be putting him into an autonomous car and letting it drive him places?
Maybe.
Without you in it?
Maybe.
I feel like 15 years for that isn't enough.
No, but I would feel, I know, but like, wouldn't you feel more safe to have an autonomous vehicle than your 15-year-old son driving the car?
Yeah, I would, because there'll be data by then where it's like, oh, robots only kill 6 people a year.
Right.
Teenagers kill 40,000. And you're like, well, what the hell am I even thinking about?
Yeah.
Weird dark future. Get ready for it. It's happening. It's coming. It's here. Does anything freak you, like really freak you out?
Yeah,
like,
having kids.
Oh, well, that's a whole other thing. I mean, come on. Why? You got one in the oven?
No, definitely not. Not that I know of. What about you, Russ?
No, not that I know.
He just got married.
Yeah, congratulations, by the way, buddy.
Thank you very much. It's done. I'm wearing the shackle, or am I?
That ain't a shackle.
No, it's fine. I have been taking it off. I feel like everyone has tips for rings, and like one person was like, "You never take it off. Just leave it on all the time."
That person's wrong.
And that person
gained a lot of weight and can't remove the finger.
That person also said that they get rashes on their finger, and I was
they're
like,
allergic to that metal.
Yeah, or they don't clean it enough or whatever. So,
all right, for the record, I've never cleaned my ring. Not once. I mean, I've washed.
Oh, but you take it off.
But I've also washed my hands with it on, so therefore it's clean.
I did. Isn't there like a metal that's like antibacterial, like copper or something? Automatically kills.
I don't think there's like a metal out there that's just like kills germs.
There is,
maybe
because they use it. Sometimes they use it for bathroom handles because it kills germs right on the bathroom handle. It's like I don't know, metal.
Germ cleaning metal.
Yeah. Killing metal, maybe.
This is telling us how to clean metal.
Yeah, no. I think there is metal that does that.
So you're saying like a germ resistant metal?
Yeah.
See that. Heavy metal toxicity and resistance.
No.
Not getting to where you need to be.
No. Bad Googling. Copper,
oligodynamic effect? What is that?
Oh, yeah. This might be it.
That thing I just said,
Brass.
butchered. Oh, silver spoons self-sanitize.
Yeah, there you go.
Due to the oligodynamic effect.
I think that's
Oligodynamic.
probably the root of oligarchy, meaning rich or head of state.
This is kind of crazy, kids. We're unearthing something. So the metals react with thiol and amine, groups of enzymes or proteins, a mode of action to which microorganisms may develop resistance?
Yeah, so silver and brass, you can just leave out. You could poop on a silver spoon and the poop just vanishes.
Wow.
That's science.
Science is amazing.
Maybe to not come over to your place for dinner.
And then they kind of go through like a bunch of elements here.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that does it.
That can do it.
Zinc, tin.
Zinc oxide is used as that's I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know about so I've had my dermatological issues over the last 6 months, as everyone's aware. And what's up?
I feel like every time I come here, we talk about dermatology.
I know.
Why is that?
So like,
is that just me, or do you guys talk about this?
No, it's just a
every week?
coincidence.
Okay.
We haven't brought it up in a couple shows.
Okay.
So I had a follow up again for my leg, and the doctor's like, "This looks great. It's healing real nice. You're looking good." I'm like, "Cool." I go, lay it on me, doc. Like, what's the deal? Should I not go into what's the deal with the sun in me?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And I'm like, is that 15-minute burn thing a real thing? He's like, no, that's bullshit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's like, you don't be in the sun at all. Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. He's like, it's not about, it doesn't take 15 minutes for your skin to mutate.
So,
it takes like the second the sun touches it.
Oh, God.
He's like, the second you're in the sun, it's doing things to you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so even if I'm like,
because the radiation.
so I told him I'm a shadow jumper, where like, I'm a shadow hopper.
You'll cross the street.
Yeah, like I will literally go on the other side of the street to avoid the sun.
Totally, I do the same.
And like it's really tough because there's only a very sweet spot in the morning where like one side is fully covered.
Okay.
Like for me, I have to constantly, because I don't start walking till like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sure.
I have to like constantly
be moving.
Move
It's
around.
like you're looking for Pokestops.
Sure.
You need an umbrella.
So
Parasol.
I did bring an umbrella. I have one in my bag now where like I've had to use it a few times where I'm just like, look, that is a long ass corridor.
Yeah. Sure.
There is no shade.
Yeah.
I am effed.
So it's
I
you
need to
and
do it.
Princess
Like,
Peach,
I don't have
basically.
as much hair in my head as I used to. Like top of your head's a problem.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's a thing.
You gotta eliminate all your black T-shirts from this season's wardrobe.
The
Do you
black
do that?
shirt's not a problem.
You really
like,
should.
It does
but
make
that
it
doesn't-
hotter.
But that it
And
does. But like I avoid the sun, so like
Yeah,
if you're
that's
not
true.
in the sun, the
Don't
black
matter.
shirt doesn't do anything.
Yeah. So your dermatologist actually told you not to.
He
expose
literally
your skin
said
to the
never
sun.
go in the sun. Now he said you should wear sunscreen every day,
You should.
regardless.
In the winter too.
In the winter too, although the sun's a little further away.
Yeah.
But like
Do you do that?
I don't. Not in the winter.
No.
No, I
Because
mean right now. Do you
So
have sunscreen
I
on?
put on moisturizer that has it in it.
Okay.
But
yeah,
it's
but
only-
is it like a 5?
It's like 15.
Yeah, no,
So
it's-
I was asking him, and I'm asking people who are listening, I need like at least 30
yeah, so
baked into a moisturizer.
why don't you just do moisturizer and 30?
Because then I would look like Casper. I can't do that. I go on camera too much. I can't do
Oh.
that.
Yeah, it's
So I need to find this kind of solution. And when I saw this thing on this, freaking oligodynamic. How do you say that?
oligodynamic.
Oligodynamic.
Oligodynamic sounds about right.
They're talking about zinc, and zinc is one of the ingredients in a lot of sunscreens.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not
I don't-
really relevant to the burning situation.
I'm just saying, like,
Although
but he scared the shit out of me yesterday when he's like, "No, dude, it's all the time."
So does he just go in like a sheet?
He was wearing a hazmat suit
Yeah.
when he said that to me.
I mean, I think about that stuff a lot because I'm obviously very pale, and I also like whenever I go to the beach, I'm just like shade 100% of the time. There is no moment I'm just like, the sun's hitting me because it's not fun. It's just too hot.
He said the best thing is shade.
Shade is great.
My girlfriend and I bought this really, really cool sun tent that you can bring to the beach.
Well, cool is relative, but go on.
It's awesome. Well, you look like a total dork when you're housed up inside of it, but it's awesome. You can unfold it. It's maybe the size of like a windshield shade thing.
So it's designed. What is it designed to do? It
unfolds, and it's basically like a camping tent, but half of it is open, where you could just crawl inside and have a makeshift cave for yourself.
Cool.
And you don't have to worry about the sun hitting you. It's
that's
a
neat.
very comfortable way to enjoy the beach if that's what you guys are looking for.
I like that. I like the sound of that. And now I get super paranoid with the little guy. He's like a little marshmallow, and I'm like, oh god, don't toast yourself.
Right.
So we just turn him upside down,
slather him,
and like a fondue.
Yeah,
we just
dip him
right into that.
I feel
vat.
terrible for parents in the summertime that have to wear those baby Bjorns just to have like this hot rock against you.
Oh my god, it's crazy! Like this other thing that's 98.6 degrees.
Yeah, Jesus.
I guess I never thought about that.
We don't wear Dylan.
But dipping him in, that's how Achilles was made, and that's why he had a weak point on his ankles, because he was dipped in.
Well, we hold his big toe. We hold him by his big toe.
So that's his weakness.
Yeah. So we just dip him right in.
I'll keep that in mind.
And then he gives us the thumbs up when he's running out of air.
Sure.
And then we just pull him back up. It's actually a really seamless process.
Sun, man. Yeah, it's no good.
He's so funny when we put him when we put all the sunscreen on him, because he's this little white baby. He's just a little whiter. He's the one who really looks like Casper.
Yeah, he's very white.
So speaking of ghosts, I want to talk about the ghosties and the busties.
Yeah.
No idea what you guys
Ghostbusters.
Okay.
The film.
So the reviews, so when we talked about, and again, I know this is like the 83rd time in a row we're talking about this.
Yeah.
But you brought it up. What did you want to say about it?
I just wanted to so the reviews have not been enormously glowing.
I think they've been like Bs.
They've been like
Bs.
Yeah, B minus, etc. For a comedy, it really needs to be pretty glowing for me to go. And I just have no, after having read a bunch of reviews, even the positive ones, I just have no desire, because all the reviews are just yeah, it's a fun time.
Right.
There's no passion behind any of the convictions or whatever. It's
because
just
people are afraid to have an opinion about this movie now.
I don't think that's why.
I think all of the controversy has just compromised everything.
But you don't think it's a great movie and people are afraid to say it?
No.
I agree.
I don't think that. I just think people are just treading lightly.
I think it's probably a fun summer movie to go to, but not obviously better than the original.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm not expecting that.
No,
I'm not
neither.
And I don't think anyone's trying to do that.
Yeah.
I think they're just, it's fine. I get it. I want to see the movie. I'm going to see it tonight.
I guess I just don't have a lot of passion for movies in particular, especially where they bring back old franchises to the point where it's well, if this movie's bad, I'm just going to be so pissed at them.
No.
The last time I felt that, it doesn't happen often. It happens a couple times. Batman, the third Batman movie and the Chris Nolan movies, I was pretty pissed off.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, but I was disappointed.
I was disappointed with it too, but I still thought it was pretty good. As Batman movies
and
go.
Indiana Jones 4 were the last two times that I was you know what, enough. But for the most part, I just don't. I remain very zen about it, and the reviews come out, and
just
they're
let it happen. Yeah.
I just won't go, or I'll see it on Netflix, or I'll see it on whatever. And I'm totally fine with that. I have been hearing enormously good stuff about one movie, consistently from multiple people, the Wiener documentary.
Yes,
you
the
heard
new
about this?
Todd Solondz movie.
I didn't know he directed it.
Yeah, I believe he did.
Wow.
I believe he did. It's called Wiener Dog.
What? Really?
I think it's called Wiener Dog.
It's just called Wiener.
Nope,
no?
Wiener Dog, yeah. Yep, Todd Solondz.
Wait, no. That's not a documentary, though.
It's not a documentary.
No, I'm talking about something else.
Oh.
I'm talking about Anthony Weiner.
Wait, yeah, no, he's talking about the Anthony Weiner documentary.
Yeah.
This is an actual dachshund movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
yeah.
Oh. Okay.
No relation.
That's funny that we just did that.
That is weird. I guess Wiener is blowing up Hollywood.
People
right
really
now.
like this. Danny
But I
DeVito's
have heard
in
about
it.
this movie too. Yeah.
People really like this movie.
IMDb
though.
doesn't seem to like it.
Well, no, but
Julia
okay, so you're
Delpy.
talking about the Anthony
Weiner documentary, which is supposed to be one of the best documentaries
which he
in years.
did not. I don't believe he was sort of supporting it. I think they just did it.
No, he is supporting it.
He let them into his life.
Yeah.
I take that all back.
Yeah. And they actually have that. So his whole controversy obviously happened where he was sexting.
There's something about his dick.
Yeah.
He
And
sent,
Twitter.
He sent like a dick pic to someone he was sexting.
For a lot of people, eventually it came out.
Well,
It was several people.
Oh, yeah. He sent
women
it to
that
a bunch
he
of
sent
people. And it was
Carlos Danger.
Carlos Danger was his name. And so that happened, and it sort of like just kind of ruined his career.
Sure.
And then he was making a comeback, and then it turned out he did it again.
Yeah.
And so what was amazing was the crew was
Did
actually.
you see this?
I haven't seen the documentary, but I've heard amazing. I've heard literally from everyone.
I want to watch this.
The crew was with him when the second scandal broke. So they literally are in the room with him when it comes out that he's still doing this, and he got caught again.
Oh, that scene.
And it's supposed to be just like the most fascinating thing.
Yeah.
And the other crazy thing I've heard about it is that people that go in sort of feeling lukewarm or passive about Anthony Weiner
Wind up liking him.
Definitely.
Oh,
which
this
is really interesting.
This definitely. I mean,
So like, I don't know if it's playing near you. I've heard excellent.
Variety called it the most relevant documentary since Fahrenheit 9/11.
That's what I'm saying, man. And so that's the movie I go see in the theater or whatever. Like the movie that is just like universally glowing, I will go see.
Yeah.
The movie that's like, hey, it was fun. It's a fun summer movie. Is not enough for me.
Unless you have kids.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I do
Yeah,
want to see The Secret Life of Pets.
Yeah, I mean that didn't get amazing reviews.
No, I thought it was 2 weeks in a row. It's number one.
It's like,
Well, that
budget
doesn't mean
wise,
anything.
like it's making money. Last I thought it was like around Ghostbusters in terms of reviews.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see it. I just want to. Like, I want to hear Ghostbusters music.
No,
Yeah.
you don't want to hear that theme song, though.
Why they do it different?
You guys didn't even read
Oh,
about that?
yeah, there's
Fall Out
a-
Boy
Fall Out
does
Boy does the music.
remixed version of the original.
Hold on, I'm changing my plans.
Yeah. I can't believe
Are you
read this
taking
part of
Dylan
it.
to this movie?
No.
You're going to hate that
Dude,
song.
Dylan's too young for movies.
I understand. I'm just saying there are bad parents out there.
Stacy and I have the night to ourselves this evening, so
Ooh.
we're gonna go out to dinner on a date, and then I'm gonna take my date to a movie. We're
Yeah.
gonna see Ghostbusters.
You're gonna move the armrest up and snuggle in close.
Yeah,
That's
we're
the
gonna and lean back
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah, I'm excited. I still want to see it though. Screw you guys.
I mean, I'll see it on TV, but
Same.
just like, yeah,
Not
it just bums me
15
out.
bucks.
Yeah, no, $15. That's that.
Oh, we're sneaking in. We're not. We're
Yeah,
stealing.
smart.
We're stealing
Smart.
it.
Smart.
We're gonna steal this movie.
Yeah,
And then finally, before we say goodbye, ComicCon's going on.
yeah.
ComicCon's happening this week.
I feel
couple
like it's
people
been
from
very
CNET are
slow.
there.
Don't you
It
think
had
it's been slow?
in terms of like news stuff. Yeah.
Is there a Marvel thing going on there?
Well, like,
or do they not
maybe.
do that anymore?
It's day 2. Is today day 2? I think.
I feel like the big news would happen during the week, so they'd get coverage.
I think what's happening to ComicCon.
Is CES too?
Yeah, right. Where it's
Yeah.
like we don't need. Like I know
Right.
CNET doesn't. CBS isn't officially there from our side, like interactive.
Yeah, I think they're doing Star Trek stuff, right?
Yeah, but Interactive's not
Sure.
there. A couple people from CNET San Francisco are there just because it's like a 40-minute flight.
Yeah.
But we're not covering it in any like ultra official capacity.
Sure.
The last year I went was the year after you stopped going.
Yeah.
So I think my last year there was 13.
Yeah.
Feels about right.
Did you enjoy it when you were there?
I enjoyed
I've
it.
never done
It's kind of like a big party for geeks, which is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed like kind of buying stuff. I just love buying like
yeah.
comic crap.
Very temperate there in San Diego.
It's
It's supposed to be very nice.
Oh,
it is
yeah,
very
yeah,
nice.
it's
Yeah.
But the scene is not temperate. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
That place is really crowded.
Yeah.
It's a bit much.
Is there any comparison to New York Comic Con?
Yeah, like
Similar?
New York Comic Con is a solid 1/4
Okay.
of what San Diego is.
Size or event?
I feel like
level?
everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the cosplay, the
Yeah.
vendors.
There's some epic cosplay in New York Comic Con.
There
for what
is,
it's worth,
but
yeah.
it's a quarter of
Sure.
what you really get out there. And the panels,
Yeah.
I think, are like 40
they-
times more.
so that's
impressive out
definitely true. They get
there.
big stars.
Yeah, like there's a lot of exclusive stuff that you can get only at Comic-Con, and then like they wind up releasing it like
Right.
later on.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the news and all that stuff, yeah, I feel like a lot of these guys are saying, you know what, why do we need this flagpole event just to get lost in the ether? Like we can do our own
Right.
thing and not have to
Yeah, it's like Apple, the way they treated CES. It's like
tap
all
into
these
all
game
these
companies.
things. Like,
It's
for whatever reason, the expo circuit is like the last to get the message.
well, it's because there's a bunch of companies like ReadPop, et cetera, that built their business around this company. So of course they're going to try to do it for as long as they can.
They have an interest.
But it's the nature of social media. It's the nature of like the fact that anyone could do a live stream from their phone means that like being in a physical space somewhere is no longer the value. So, having your own event where you can control and you have all the eyes focused on you rather than sharing in the spotlight makes perfect sense.
It's funny. It's just like, it's all really just become a gigantic cosplay party.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you're an artist, you can go there and sell some of your work.
Yeah. I do find it interesting. Cosplay is interesting. I know you love Halloween, right?
Where'd you hear that?
I think it's your favorite holiday, if I recall.
All right, I'll go
Is
with
that
that.
not accurate?
No, it's up there.
It's up there.
I enjoy that time of year.
Halloween, the way I treat Halloween is I don't want to be the asshole that doesn't dress up, but I also don't want my night to be ruined by what I dress up as. Which is to say, like, if I'm walking around with a giant, like, cumbersome costume, it kind of ruins the night for me and I can't have a good time. Cosplayers all the time are walking around in these, like, giant mech suits that have got to be just hot and miserable and, like, but just being seen is enough for them. It, like, powers them through.
Just getting someone to take a photo of them.
They love it.
That's it. It's their sustenance. I mean, look, today it's 75 degrees there.
It's lovely.
It's freaking gorgeous.
It's really nice.
Like, what else could you ask for?
In Japan, the cosplay culture is a little bit different where you're not supposed to take like random photos of people. You need to get their permission, which is sort of a nice
How do you know
rule of
this?
thumb. Because when I went to TGS, this was told to me before I went. This was a couple years ago, but it's still the case. Cosplayers are so serious there that everything about their presentation is like very curated, and they can only be shot at certain angles, and like they can only be like looking in the camera.
They have a pose they
Right.
want to do. They
So-
don't want to be caught in line for the bathroom.
Yeah, so
Right, they don't want to be on their phone.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So even if you're like someone's posing for someone, and there's like a crowd of photographers in front of them, and you're not like in front of them, they're on the side. They don't want you taking that photo. They
Right.
want you to wait for them to like make their pose to you. Or whatever it is.
Yeah, that makes
Really
sense. You want to make
interesting.
eye contact with the lens.
Yeah.
That's a tough damage control situation.
But culturally, I mean, it's sort of,
it's an unwritten law kind of thing.
yeah, it's just like a thing that's the norm over there. It's really interesting.
You spend that much time on a costume. Why would you want a crappy photo?
I
That's
guess
true.
so. Yeah, no,
That's
it's.
true.
I remember when we went, there was a guy walking around called the Cosplay Doctor, and he just had a bunch of tape on him
yeah.
and like random pieces of PVC pipe and
That's
stuff
cool.
like that. And he would walk around and, you could hire him to fix your cosplay costume
That's cool.
on the showroom floor,
Yeah.
which is amazing. You just have
Yeah, it's really
cardboard
smart.
and stuff like that and paints and whatnot. And it looked like he was getting a lot of work.
We'd have good times out there, man.
I feel like those expos are cool because they have the space for people to come in and do really big things you wouldn't be able to see anywhere else. Like
Right.
when we went, they had all the Batmobiles from the various movies and TV shows, and
Right.
they had the real estate to just park them all in
Yeah.
the back, and that was really cool.
But come on.
If those go away, it might be kind of a bummer.
But come on, what was the best thing we ever did there?
The Walking Dead thing.
Yeah.
What was that?
So they took over. So who put it together? I forget who put it together. It was like AMC and Image teamed up with some sort of event company
Yeah,
and turned a section of Petco Park where the Padres play
sure.
into a Walking Dead obstacle course
Okay,
with like real zombies.
Yeah.
sure.
And it was a game.
Like grabbing you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, trying to grab you. Yeah, it basically imagine if you were at a game,
Right.
and all of a sudden a zombie apocalypse broke out.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
would
it
you
was
do?
like set up like a baseball
Yeah,
game. But
yeah.
No, not a baseball
Not-
game.
it was in the stadium.
It was in,
though,
like,
so
the
you'd have to like
concession
walk through the
hall.
Oh, I see.
the bleachers
Yeah, yeah.
and stuff like that, and they'd be grabbing you through fences. And the coolest part of that was they had the original makeup artist from the TV show
Right.
doing the zombies.
Right.
Wow.
And
So
so,
it
they
looked, like,
looked
amazing.
ultra
They look good. They
realistic.
look good. And this was like the GoPro breakout year.
Yeah.
So like everyone did it wearing
Oh, yeah, that's
POV
cool.
cameras,
Yeah.
and we did as well.
Yeah.
And there's actually that video's still up on CNET. It's really good. It was fun.
I saw this year they're doing another event where I think you can get your head bashed in, quote, from Negan.
Oh,
There's something where you can sign up and I forget how they do it.
And they
but-
do like makeup for you?
Yeah.
That's
pretty
cool.
like that.
yeah, that's always like the fun stuff
Yeah.
where it's like yeah, you guys spent a lot of money to do that, but it's like, I don't think that helps Walking Dead. Like everyone,
I mean, no, it does because people take photos. It's like
they do
it's promotion.
they do, but my whole thing was like, man, like how much was that running with The Walking Dead? Like that must have been like a $2 million.
Yeah, but they also have their budget. If they don't spend their budget, they lose it.
Yeah,
so.
it's fun. It's a good time out there. If you're out there, I hope you're having a good time and whatnot. All right, I think that's where we're gonna call it, kids. Everyone have a fantastic weekend. Thank you to Justin Yu for sticking around.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, buddy. 866-404-CNET is our telephone voicemail number. Do that. Leave us a voicemail and then hit us up on email if you'd like to 44@cnet.com. We're back next week with a brand new show. Until then, I'm Jeff Bakalar.
I'm Russ Frushtick.
And I'm Justin Yu.
This has been the 404 Show. Take care. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.